He is the Tinfoil Chef, a man with a video love.
Hey YouTube, how's it going? Well, it's that time of year again, and this is that time when people start making New Year's resolutions and all this kind of big thing, you know, where they say, well, this is what I'm going to do for the coming year, and they talk about losing weight and gaining money and finding happiness and the solution to all the world's problems, or whatever it is, you know, and all of that. And 2-3 weeks later, they're completely forgotten. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to set some general goals for this year. The number one goal is to get through this winter without once getting myself into a situation where I have no heat and, worse yet, no hot water. Towards that end, with my propane tank still sitting at just under 70%, I have turned the thermostat down again. I am now maintaining a temperature in here of 55 degrees. Kind of chilly, yeah, but it beats the heck out of the 30 degrees that it is outside, and I can go with that. And as the tank's percentage level gets down lower, I will be lowering the thermostat a little bit more here and there to kind of stretch the fuel supply as long as possible, and hopefully it will last until I can actually manage to do something about putting more in there, so that I not only get through the entire winter without having no heat situation, but also get through the whole winter and next summer without running out of the ability to have hot water. Because as I have learned in personal experience, it is impossible to get anything genuinely clean without the use of hot water. Okay, the second goal for this year of 2016 is a weight loss goal. Yes, that's one of the classic resolutions. I'm going to lose weight, yada, yada, yada. Well, I'm going to work on losing weight. I started working on losing weight last month when I realized that my weight had ballooned back up to 294. And I have set a goal for weight loss, and I think it's a very reasonable one. That in the year 2016, I want to drop my weight down to 230. Right now I'm averaging 294. I want to average 230 by the end of 2016. So this is about roughly a 64 pound loss. That's, I think, very reasonable expectation. I'm not looking to lose 100 pounds or 150 pounds in a year or some craziness like that. Just 60 pounds. That can make a huge difference in terms of having energy, feeling better, not being so tired all the time, not hurting quite so much, because a lot of my hurt is because of the amount of bulk I'm carrying around, I'm sure. Alright, referring to my list again, the next thing I want to do, the next item on the list, doesn't necessarily mean sequentially, of course, but the next thing that I would like to work on for the year 2016 is the gaming channel. And what I want to do there is, currently it's 12,960 some subscribers, I think, right now. And I would like to build that channel to the point where it will reach, well, let me put it this way. According to Social Blade, and if you follow YouTube stuff at all, you know that Social Blade is a site that they use the YouTube API to expose a lot of statistics for YouTube channels. And they also use some of that information to make projections. Future projections for my gaming channel is that it will reach 30,000 subscribers in 5 years, according to its projections. And that's as of today. I think it can be done sooner than that. I think that before the end of 2016, the gaming channel can be rocking 30,000 plus subscribers. I think that's a perfectly reasonable goal, starting at 12,900 and something. I think that's perfectly reasonable. So that's the goal, to get that going. All right, next on the list is long overdue work on my car. My car has not had any seriously major maintenance done to it in a very, very long time. The car has, since I have owned it since I've owned this car since 2004, I believe it was, 2004, 2005, something like that. But in that time, it has never had a tune-up. It's one of those things. In recent years, I just plain haven't been able to afford it. And before that, well, my wife was one of those that she insisted on an oil and lube job every 6 months, whether it needed it or not. But you couldn't talk to her about a tune-up. I have no idea why that was, but you couldn't convince her that a car needed a tune-up. So it didn't get one. And then later, after she died, well, I couldn't afford to do it. And then there's other things like my headlights that got smashed up when a moron backed into my car a couple of years ago. My headlights are still trash. I'd like to get that fixed. And Lord only knows how much that's going to cost, because this is a 23-year-old car we're talking about here. Or whatever it was. It was made in 1993. And, you know, finding that particular sort of part is not necessarily going to be easy. They're going to be expensive. And then there's the cost of having somebody get everything installed and working, and doing something about the fiberglass piece that goes around the front of the car, around the headlights. Yeah, that would be nice to have replaced. And then, of course, there's a power steering leak that has been going for close to 3 years now, I think it is. 3 years of putting 2 3 quarts of power steering juice in there every freaking month. Yeah. And then, of course, there's new tires. I have replaced tires occasionally with used ones once in a while over the last few years, but it hasn't had a new set of tires since about 2006. Yeah. And I think that would be a good idea. A replacement battery would be a good idea, because I am about 18 months into a 1-year battery. You know that's a recipe for disaster all by itself. Let's see, oh yeah, and there's the power windows. Power windows on a car that old don't necessarily work as good as they did when they were new. The motors are wearing out, burned out, whatever. There's only, of the 3 windows, there's only one of them that I can reliably open and close. The passenger side front can be opened and closed easily. The driver's side front, I can open it easily, but it might take me 2 hours to close it. The back windows, if they open even a little bit, I don't even know if they can be closed. There's one of the back windows that has been open about 3 inches for the last couple of years because I can't get it to close. The motor is completely shot. Yeah, anyway, okay, next up on the list, I need to finally get this house dejunkified. I have got junk in this house that I have had in this house for, well, some of this stuff has been around for 8-10 years or more. And I haven't even touched most of it in at least 4 or 5 years. That's a pretty good clue that I don't need it. And I need to start getting it out of here. All of it. This house is so full of crap, it's just ridiculous. And it's all junk. It's just junk. A lot of it was only kept because my wife wanted to keep stuff. And then since then it was kept because I couldn't be bothered to do anything about it. But I'm going to have to bother myself to do something about it. And finally, for this list, concerns the vlogging channel, this channel. I have had a hard time doing daily vlogs. I don't know why. It used to be the easiest thing in the world, as easy as falling off a log. Get up in the morning, have some coffee, make a vlog. Bang, it was that easy. And then it turned into something that was, for some unknown reason, it became difficult to do. And I don't know why. But my goal for 2016 in terms of vlogs is to publish no less than 300 vlogs in the next, in the 365 days of 2016. I want to publish at least 300 vlogs. Preferably 350 some. Well, today's the 5th, so 360 would be great. Yeah. Okay, now that I have rattled on for OMG 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes, on the subject of what my goals are for the year 2016, I'm interested, curious, okay, nosy. What are your goals for the year 2016? What are the things you would like to accomplish? Whether or not you expect to do so is another matter. What you would like to accomplish and what you believe you can accomplish for the year 2016. I'm curious. I'm nosy. What do you say? Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out.
Mr. Tinfoil Chef.